In 2016, we are forced to choose between two candidates, Hillary Clinton and Donald Trump. Although the idea of climate change is believed by one of our candidates, Hillary Clinton, our other candidate, Donald Trump, seems to think, in his tweet, the concept of global warming was created by and for the Chinese in order to make U.S. manufacturing non-competitive. So let's take a step back and look at one of our everyday problems in life. For example, let's just say you have some work that has to be done. You don't want to do it, so you just push it off to the side and say, I'll do it later. So why exactly do we do this? Well, the main reason is because we as people, we like to procrastinate. Do things later than do them now. This is one of the main reasons why climate change is not being addressed right now in present time. While this issue might be very critical to our planet's future, it is not directly impacting our society right now. Over the course of 100 years from now, climate change will affect us, and it will affect us in many ways. But there are many other things involved in the overall aspect of climate change. This is the main reason why climate change has not been addressed or prioritized in the election. We are more focused on what's happening now than what will happen later. The main factor that has been said to be the origin of climate change, or global warming, is the increased levels of carbon dioxide in the atmosphere. Carbon dioxide is a byproduct of using fossil fuels for energy. Because these fossil fuels are our main energy source, lots of carbon dioxide is being produced from factories and is seeping into the Earth's atmosphere. Due to the large amounts of carbon dioxide in the atmosphere, the global temperature of Earth has been rising, which has caused polar ice caps in the southern and northern part of the Earth to melt, which causes higher sea levels and more natural disasters. If carbon dioxide keeps growing at the rate it is going today, eventually sea levels will rise so much that our nearby cities will flood to the point where they become uninhabitable. Okay, let's go back to the late 1700s and early 1800s, where the first industrial revolution began. Back then, coal was used as the main energy source for factories. Global warming wasn't a real issue then until a scientist named Svante Arrhenius predicted that the increase in burning fossil fuel would result in increased global temperature. Unfortunately, the issue was not addressed until the late 1900s when it really began to affect Earth's atmosphere. And since then, the global temperature of Earth has slowly risen. But recently, the amount of carbon dioxide released into the air has been a lot more compared to when it first started in the first industrial revolution. According to NASA, the average global temperature has risen 1.7 degrees since the 1880. And while this rise in temperature might not seem like much, keep in mind, this is the increase in global temperature, including everywhere in the world. Just think how much heat it takes to warm the entire room. Now, just think how much heat it takes to warm the entire Earth. Just a 2-degree change in Earth's average temperature was enough to plunge the Earth into the Little Ice Age. The Little Ice Age was a period between 1300 and 1870, where both the countries of Europe and North America had much colder winters than during the 20th century. Now you're probably thinking, how does this affect me today? Or why should I care about this in the first place? Well, you really shouldn't. Global warming is an issue that's most likely going to affect us in the future, rather than right now. But that doesn't mean it's something you just want to put off to the side and figure out later. Global warming is an issue that's more disastrous than most people think it to be. Think about it. As ice caps and glaciers melt, sea level will begin to rise. As sea level rises, more water will begin to cover more areas on land. Eventually, if this problem isn't solved, water will be the only thing left on the planet, and we will most likely be all dead. Global warming will affect more than just sea level. For example, it can make droughts worse where there are already drought. Poor people will be the ones most affected. In Africa, many people go days without food or water. Just think, if there was less fresh water to drink and less farmable land, what would happen to those people? Climate change will affect everyone, not just you, not just me, but everyone in the entire planet in every way. To wrap things up, climate change is a very important issue. Although it doesn't affect us today, it will affect us in the future. Whether we choose to do something now or later, eventually it will have to be solved.